Hello everybody, welcome back to Commonwealth Flipper. Welcome to the cabin here in just a second. We've been doing all kinds of stuff out here. We are absolutely clearing stuff out. We're getting stuff ready for whatnot auctions. We're getting stuff listed on eBay like crazy because I have hopefully a big giant buy that I just made, kind of tentatively made the other day with somebody I met at the 100-mile yard sale last year, and he gave me a call. He's 30 minutes away, and so we are trying to prepare some space for that. We've got great sales, really weird, massive sales last 2 days. So far today, not one sold item. Really odd, but hey, I'll take what I can get. It's pretty good over the last few days. Going to show you some awesome sales, some high dollar sales, some low dollar sales, and have a great topic as well. And it's a social media topic that I want to get into just a little bit because it relates to, well, I don't know if it relates to me, but it relates to part of my business. And it was a question from a viewer. We're going to get into that and a bunch of other stuff as well. Let's go take a look. I'll start off today with some of the strangeness with eBay lately. 31 sales, last 2 days. 31 sales for almost $1,600. That's just on eBay. And today, and it's almost 4 o'clock, not one sale. Really kind of odd, but you know, sometimes it's just the way it happens, I suppose. This Flowbee, picked this up in Florida. The video has, well, it might be out on Commonwealth Picker actually. We'll see here pretty quick. And this Flowbee was at a sale that I bought all those Nike t-shirts from. If you watched the last video, same place I got that Starbucks sign from. I think Josh and Haley had got to that sale before me and like cleared it out. There's tons of great stuff. When I got there wasn't so much great stuff, but the t-shirt buy was really good. And the Starbucks sign was okay. And this was a really good buy because it sold for $124.95 plus shipping. I guess Josh and Haley are just too young to remember the old Flowbee. But I remember it, and I've sold the Flowbee probably maybe 20 times over the years. But I haven't sold it in quite a while. So that was a cool find. I don't find them very often, and they're selling pretty good. I remember during COVID, that was one of the items that really skyrocketed. And the value's still pretty good, 125 bucks plus ship. And we are going to get into the topic in just a second. I'll give you a bit of a preview of it right now, and then I'm going to pick a few items first. So I normally, when people send me messages, if I think it's something that I want to talk about, whether it's reselling or whether it's social media or whether it's a combination of both, when I think it's a topic people might be interested in, I take a screenshot of it. Now, I've lost the screenshot, but I still have the message, and then somebody sent me a similar message through my email, and when I see two people sending me a message, I don't know, it might have been the same person, I suppose. I said, you know what, I think I'm going to answer this one, and it has to do with sponsorships, and the verbiage that was used in one of the messages was, hey, these resellers that are on social media are sellouts because they're doing ads for eBay. And I want to talk about that a little bit and the way I kind of process it a little bit, and depending on what it is, I think I would do different things, but I'm going to answer that question a little bit today and talk about that. But we got some sales. This was crazy. I could not believe this was, I guess you could say it was in the death pile. I gotta find the right one here really quick. One, I don't even remember which one it is. Actually I do. It's Paper Mario. Paper Mario, there it is right there. It was listed for $75, I think 5% off or something like that. It's close to $72 plus shipping for this Paper Mario game. And I gotta tell you the story. I've told you before, I keep a lot of the consoles inside in a closet downstairs. And it's a deep closet that goes under the stairway. So it had a ton of consoles, still does. And we're gonna sell those off, probably over on Dibdit because they're big. And I like to do bigger items over on Dibdit because you can adjust the shipping. You can't do that on Whatnot. We're going to sell a bunch of them off over there. We have a few listed on eBay in here because they were complete and stuff, but some of it we just want to sell without testing it and take lower dollar. But nonetheless, behind all of that stuff was a box of Nintendo 64 games, and I recognized it immediately. It was from a video I put out years ago, like probably 3+ years ago. It's been that long. And I bought that box at the end of a yard sale day for $3. I could not believe it. And it had crazy good games in it. And apparently I stuck it back there and then stuff got piled on top of it and I never grabbed it out. And that one was in there and some other good ones as well. So the Rainbow Bright sleeping bag. Pretty good condition right there. Sold that one for $35 plus shipping. Where's the Rainbow Bright stuff? Can't even see it. There you go. You can see a little bit of it right there. Sold an Easton bocce ball set. And this is a cool looking bocce ball set. I'm not going to open it, but they look metallic. Bought this one at the monkey sale, if you remember that monkey sale where we got that monkey right there. And I believe it was $5. It might have been $10. I cannot remember for sure, but it sold for $60 plus shipping. Some of you may remember that we have been doing some charity auctions. They actually have probably all ended at this point, but we are going to talk about them just one a day for the next few days, even though a lot of them have ended, and we're going to be sending this stuff off. We've been auctioning this stuff off 100% for the charities that, well, 100% for a particular lady, Mary, who works with Isaiah 117, and she is in need of a van because she is in a wheelchair. She's amazing, and they had a GoFundMe. I think the link's still down there. Amazing how many of you contributed, but we decided to auction off a first edition mug, and that's all we have. We haven't done one of these in like a year, and I was going to sign it and include these two things in it, and we had a gentleman purchase it, but then he sent me an email. In between that clip and this one, Turner came in to give me all the updated baseball news. The kid is obsessed. So. At any rate, Sweet Peas Addict, he says, Kevin, I wanted to send you an email rather than send a note on the purchase. Don't ship this mug. If it is possible and you're up to it, I'd like to donate the mug back for a second auction. So that's what we're going to do. And again, raise more money for Mary's van in order to satisfy the shopping commitment. Or excuse me, in order to satisfy the shipping commitment, I'd gladly take the Isaiah bracelet and the sticker. So that is amazing. And he goes on to say some other stuff as well. That's very complimentary that I don't even want to read. So I really do appreciate that. And that's exactly what we're going to do. It's $90-some. We're taking care of the fees and all that. So all that money is going to go towards Mary's van. And by the way, thank you. When I mentioned this on this channel a week or so ago, I don't know when it was, the donations went through the ceiling. And I don't know how many of them are, you know, from this audience, but thank you very, very, very much. Maybe I'll post what it's up to at this point. I think it was around 5 when we started mentioning it. I'm sure other folks not from our little community have donated, but you know, we still have some other stuff. You'll be hearing about it over the coming days that people have bid on different sites and going to Mary. So thank you. We're going to grab one more item really quick and then talk about what I've been avoiding talking about up to this point. This is a Case Logic. It's a CD case right there. And that one right there isn't a bad CD. You know, Case Logic, you know, a lot of times they're long tail, so I wouldn't go out buying them like crazy, but if you can get them for $1 or $2, it's probably worth it. $24.95 for a 30 CD Case Logic case. So I just went back and looked through my camera to see if I could find that screenshot, and I absolutely can't find it still. And I know I took it, but either way, I'll try to summarize what it says. It's basically, why are some YouTube, you know, resellers, or not even YouTube, just influencers, I hate that word, but you get the point. Why are they selling out and now doing ads for eBay? And so I want to talk about that a little bit, because I have seen over the last year or two, you know, 6 or 7 different folks who do something similar to what I do ads, sponsored ads by eBay. And, you know, I haven't done that. Now, that's not to say I would never do that. I haven't done it. And, you know, most of my content on this channel specifically is about eBay and other selling platforms and other topics that relate to resellers. But predominantly, this is about eBay. I mean, most of the items I'm pulling every day are from eBay. We pull some from Mercari and from 2 or 3 other places from time to time. We haven't cross-listed our whole catalog, but it's certainly in the works. And so for me, it would have to be, and I'll comment. I don't want to be critical of anybody else, because I don't think they've done anything wrong, and I certainly don't consider it a sellout, because the ads I think that this person is talking about, the ones that I've seen, relate to 2 particular topics. And while I've never got anything from eBay other than some free gift cards that I gave out, I have, you know, considered what would happen if I was ever offered one of these particular deals. And I believe most of them are on Instagram, and it's promoting eBay Open. And if eBay asked me to promote eBay Open, I would do it. If they're going to give me, you know, whatever, I don't know how much money these people get. I don't know, $500, $1,000, and you promote it for, I don't know, I'm guessing. You know, I would probably do it. So to promote eBay Open is no conflict whatsoever to me, because that is something I think resellers should be doing. They should be able to communicate with the people who are running eBay, whether it's complaints, praise, whatever it is. I don't think that that is a forum that I wouldn't promote. I would promote it. And if that's what this person is talking about, I have no problem with it whatsoever. I mean, I'll be honest with you, I'm kind of out of the loop where I don't even know when eBay Open happens and all the locations. If it wasn't for those things that get put out, I probably wouldn't even know unless I saw it in my messaging system or something. So I don't have a problem with that. The other one I've seen a lot of is people promoting international shipping. eBay's international shipping. I'm assuming that it's trying to get people to opt into the international shipping. So here's my ad for eBay without getting a dime. I highly recommend it. And there's some people who said, no, get out of it, it's screwed up, whatever. I love international shipping. To me, because I criticize eBay often, right? But I also kind of couch it in the language of, hey, eBay's been a platform that has enabled me to help provide for my family for over 2 decades. I don't hate eBay. I love eBay. There are some things I wish eBay would do differently, and I criticize them when I feel it's appropriate to criticize them. Maybe that's why I don't get these offers. I don't know. I don't think I'm safe. I'm a loose cannon. And I will say, since this channel is about eBay, I like it that way. You know, I do ads for other folks. I've done ads for Rolo. Of course, I talk about American Bubble Boy, link below, and My Go-To Tape, code Commonwealth, and all that stuff. My Reseller, Genie, Lisper. You know, I'll do stuff like that. But because this is really about reselling in eBay, I'm very comfortable not doing ads for eBay. But I would do one for international shipping. Here you go. I'm doing it right now for free. I think people should opt into international shipping. It is the best for your business. Now, I'm willing to hear feedback below if anybody doesn't do it. But for all the folks who do it, I think this is the one area we could really praise eBay at, is they have kind of paved the way. You know, Mercari doesn't do it. I don't think Poshmark does international sales. I think Whatnot does. And so really eBay is trying to help open up markets for resellers overseas, and there's a lot of red tape, and there's a lot of bureaucracy and the VAT tax and all the custom stuff that they're trying to cut through, and they're backing us sellers up a lot of the times in these situations when something goes wrong along the way. So I give eBay kudos and props, and I probably would do an ad like that. But like I said, I don't think they'll ever ask me. So tell me, if you follow somebody on social media that is a reseller, would that affect the way you think of them if they did an ad for eBay Open or something like that? It would not to me, and it has not to me. The folks that have done that, I still follow them. I'm trying to find Mortal Kombat. This game sold for $20 plus shipping, which isn't nearly as good as the other one, but what is it going to be, the last one I find? There it is. Trilogy. So SNES game, been sitting in my closet for 3 years. 20 bucks plus shipping. I have been known to be critical of eBay from time to time. So maybe that's why I'm not asked. But I do think, and I remember there's a proverb, I don't know, it was one of my grandparents used to talk about this, the borrower is servant to the lender. And in this case, you know, if you're taking money from a certain entity, you know, you do feel an obligation to maybe, I don't know if hide the truth is the right way to say it, but no, that wouldn't be the right way to say it. To toe the line, I guess. And if you've been following me long enough, you probably know, here it is, Fat Boys. I believe this is the one right here. How cool is that? Hefty posse. Well, I'll talk about it in a minute. Let me tell you about this one first. $17 and how much? It's been hanging around a long time. 96 cents plus shipping. Let me retry that a little bit because I don't like the way I worded it. You would feel an obligation if you're on somebody's sponsorship payroll to speak about them in a good light and not talk about the negatives. And like I said, if you've been following me a while, there's been instances in the past where, you know, I'm not able to go against my conscience on something after a while. You know, if you know something's wrong, if you know it's not the best thing and you're telling your audience it's the best thing, you know, I'm very careful the way I say things. I am now way more careful and cautious about who I partner with, and always with the acknowledgement that, hey, if things aren't going right and you're not treating people right, I'm out. And there's got to be an escape hatch for that. And, it, you know, I remember when I started this, people would be like, oh, I wish we could have an eBay sponsorship and whatever. And I'm like, yeah, that would be amazing if eBay would sponsor something like this. But here's the reality. This show is an ad. All these shows are an ad for eBay. And for other sites, for that matter, in some way, shape, or form. They're getting tons of free advertising from this. There's no doubt about that. So at the same time, since that's already the case, I think we ought to be able to speak freely and praise eBay when they need it and criticize them when we think it's appropriate as well. And I think that makes for better content. So no, I don't think these particular folks are sellouts at all. Now, if they went out and said, I don't know, I'm trying to think of an example maybe where, okay, here's one. So I talked the other day about the off-site promoted ads. If somebody comes out and is just promoting the heck out of these things, it's the best thing for the eBay seller, and if you sell like you should be, I would question their judgment. I really do not think that kind of thing is the best thing for eBay resellers out there. And if they were saying that, I would be like, man, how much are you getting paid? I'll try to give you an example of something that I would do and wouldn't do using a totally different analogy, and something I have done actually for that matter, and what I won't do for a company. So here's a Napier bracelet. I don't know anything about it. I don't even know where it came from. My guess is it came somehow from my wife. $22.95 plus shipping. What I would get behind and what I would support and what I've actually asked, well, I haven't asked, I've said it on the show, eBay to do, is to reward people who sell on their website for bringing new people to it, a la what Whatnot does, what District does for that matter. And thus far, they really haven't created a program like that. As a matter of fact, this off-site ad stuff is exactly the opposite. They're asking us to pay for the advertisement to bring people, not just to our store, but to their website. To me, it's backwards. But maybe there's something I don't understand about it. But I would do that. And even with Whatnot, and you've heard me, and I'll promote Whatnot all the time. Matter of fact, I'm going to do it right now. Go over to Whatnot, y'all. We've been out there in that shed today, and we are selling all kinds of stuff. These shows are getting fatter and fatter with better and better items as the days go by. So go check them out over there. I think we're still a few days out from our, let's see, March 7th show is coming up. That's where we're going to give away that Apple Watch right there, brand new seal. That's going to be a giveaway, and it's going to be great fun. Go through that link if you've never joined us, because I get money for it. So there you go. If you go through that link, you get a free $15. I don't know what plan I'm under right now, but I get something that's been different over the years when somebody goes through that link and purchases something. So there's an example of something I would do. And in that sense, I'm promoting myself for that website. I'm okay with that. But one thing you've never heard me talk about until right now, and I'm not going to put the link out there, so it won't matter. And before I say it, let me just say I've seen other creators do this, and they're perfectly fine to do it. I don't do it because my conscience doesn't tell me it's the right thing to do in this particular case. There's also a link that if you want to be a seller on Whatnot, where if somebody goes through that link, you get, I don't know how much it is, $50, $100. It used to be $200 if somebody went through that link and became a Whatnot seller. And I have that link, but I've never put it out there because I don't think that it is the best option for the great majority of people. I'm okay if somebody wants to put that link out there and say, hey, you know, if you want to give it a go over there. The reason I don't do it is because I think a lot of people can go over there to Whatnot and sell and not realize they may actually lose money in the process. And so I don't put that one out there. That doesn't mean somebody who does is a sellout, but that's the kind of stuff that I think of. And I'm just curious what you think of when you see us social media types out there, what you think is the wrong way to approach sponsorships and affiliate links, and what you think the right way is. And you can even criticize me if you don't think I do it the right way. I'm always open to listen. I sold some, what did I sell here? I sold a Levi's vintage size 48 denim jacket. I love picking these up, especially at yard sales when they're hanging on a rack for, $3-5, because these are always good sellers. This one's got all the right wear in it, vintage all the way through. Not a huge size, but still good, $40 plus shipping. It's the first item with a message on it today, and it is an Animan auction. Now, obviously, this one was to a viewer because they sent me an email. Well, it would have been to a viewer anyways. It's my merch item. And this one is to a viewer. I didn't see any other messages, but if there's a repeat buyer in there or something, thank y'all. If I didn't mention your name, the only way I really mention somebody's name is if they leave a message on the purchase itself, not in the messages. And that's what Elizabeth did. And I always try to be transparent out there. I get criticism because so many of my sales are to viewers. I still say it's 20, maybe, just look. So there's 2 definite ones here. And then maybe one more in there. And I'm not quite sure. I can't tell A lot of times if the name is, if it says repeat buyer, it very well could be. So I don't know how many sales. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And so 2 for sure, and maybe 3 sales in there. So like I said, it's right around 20-25% some days. And I think it's important to say that. I know there's some folks who don't mention viewer sales, their prerogative. And I do it just so people realize, hey, you know, this portion of my sales come from viewers, so the expectations out there shouldn't be so massive. But I mean, let's face it, you know, there's a lot of this stuff that goes out. I mean, I'm shipping a TV out in there. I've got a wheelchair. You know, a lot of what I sell isn't going to go to a viewer, period. End of story. And anyway, I don't know why I'm talking about this. Wallen says, I don't know why you're talking either. Sit. Good boy. He said, give me a treat. I know Mama left because you came down here immediately, which means she's not here. All right, try not to trip over you there, bud. Hey there, I've been reselling part-time on eBay for 2 years. On October 35th. That didn't make sense. As of October, at any rate. This past fourth quarter was my best season yet. Well, congratulations. After a strong start this year, things have slowed down a bit. Hopefully this little guy will get things moving in my store. That is what plush enemas do, after all. Get eBay stores moving. Thank you for the entertainment and information you share on Commonwealth Flipper channel. I learned how to resell by watching you, Harry Tornado, I'm sorry, Hustle at Home Mom, Osborne to Thrift, Not Your Dad CPA, all the best. Well, thank you. I really do appreciate that very much, and I hope he gets things moving for you. So this Wake Forest Nike Dry Fit XL sweatshirt, I don't know what you want to call it. I can't remember if this was part of the Lost and Found sale or if I got this at a sale up the street for a couple of bucks. But either way, it sold for $18 plus shipping. Here is the third viewer sale of the day, and I can't tell you how excited I am to get stuff out of these bins. These have started to overflow because we're doing the death pile right now. And when we're in there digging around, I'm like, yeah, we got to list this thing. I hate it, but we got to list it. And I hate listing some of this stuff, but we got to do it. And so this is death pile stuff, and it almost all ends up in here because this is stuff nobody wants to list. But this was easy. Only sold for $12. Free shipping on this, but it's hands-free headset for mobile phone. And it sold to a viewer. Like I said, hello, Kevin, a part-time reseller. I'm really enjoying your content. Grateful for you and the advice. I'm learning so much from you. Would appreciate it if you could give my store a shout-out. Dees, D-E-E-S, old and new on eBay. So absolutely, and congratulations for your success so far, and I hope you have more over the months to come. All right, I just looked back here where I thought this thing would be, but this thing just got listed. I don't even think I put it in here yet. And it is, well, I'll let you look at it right here. It is, let me read it to you here. Cabela's Dangerous Hunts. This is like, it's not even new open box. The box isn't perfect, but it's in new condition. Never been used, never been taken out. $34.95 plus shipping. That says repeat buyer. Cynthia, so we appreciate it. If you're a viewer, that brings us to, was that 4? 5? Out of 16, so a little higher than usual. Thank you. We do appreciate it very much. Now I just got to go find it. I think it's in the other shed. You know, I get messages from Temu like every day in my email, and I'm like, holy moly. So if you're listening out there, I don't want to do it. Some things I just can't stomach, you know. Anyway, Sirius XM satellite radio. These don't go nearly like they used to, but we still got $30 plus shipping after we dug it out of the death pile. All right, y'all, we got Wallen, who's fishing for treats, and Reagan, who's selling stuff on CommonwealthPicker.com. What do you got?
Gail got a CWP IKEA bag.
Commonwealth Picker IKEA bag. And those are slightly smaller than those, but they're pretty close to the same size.
They're, like, really close.
They're canvas. So those are over there. Those are one of our best sellers, huh? I'm going to sell you.
No. Bye. And don't forget to get your sticker at CommonwealthPicker.com.
I went in to grab one more. I'm not going to do all 32 items or whatever today, but I figured I'd get this one off because this is what I would call a hybrid viewer sale. This person sent me a message. They're like, oh my gosh, I was looking for this shirt, and when I went to buy it, I saw that it was yours. So you see what that name is, Elizabeth. So thank you. There's no message on it, but she sent me an email after the fact. So single stitch Yosemite shirt. This thing is awesome. And I saw this. I think I got this from Chernock in a box. I'm like, that is awesome. And I went and looked at similars, and I'm like, dang, these go for good money. And that one made in the USA sold for $30, $29.95, I think, plus shipping. Nope, I got that wrong. $25.95 plus shipping. I've been so good about getting through items that people have sent me, but this one came in. How cool is this? A Tupperware apron. Gotta love it. I'm gonna wear it on a Whatnot show or something. Dear Kevin, I knew immediately this one was for you. Please give everybody their best. Allison, they're from Big Drift Thrift. Right there. Check them out over there on eBay. We really do appreciate it. You guys have been watching a long time and have been, look at this, Big Drift Thrift on Instagram as well. You guys have been supporting us for a long time, and this is awesome. I'm going to wear it on a Whatnot. I might auction it off on a Whatnot for charity, but I might keep it around for a little while. All right, thank you. Today, let me talk about a slightly different topic than usual, but it's something I haven't talked about in a while, and I would love to see your opinions down below. Let me know how your sales are going. I still, from the beginning of this video here, haven't had a sale today. So it is now after 5 o'clock with no sales today. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, appreciate it very much. Thank y'all for stopping by, and I can't wait to see you next time.